Knowing Xiaodong's true nature, she would never fully trust her master again from then on. If we're able to gain her full support, we will be halfway to victory.
Are you sure Xiaodong will be back after the New Year?
On the 5th day of every year, she would give an offering to General Nia's grave at a nearby hill. She has never stopped, and I've sent someone to keep an eye on her. She should be back here in 2 or 3 days.
You mean, when she arrives, you intend to go and persuade her yourself?
Yes. There is nobody else who can persuade her.
If you'll ask me, I think you should not go.
Why do you say that?
As Xiaodong already knows, you are acting as my advisor. If you try to convince an officer like her to our side by helping a fellow officer of her husband, you will not be believable enough. Besides, after all the years she spent at Chuanjing Bureau, she will always suspect the worst in everyone. So if you decide to talk to her, I'm afraid she will assume it's for political reasons. She will not believe that you just want to save Wei Zheng.
You're right, Your Highness. To her, I'm nothing more than your advisor, who has caused nothing but trouble to everyone, and knows nothing about the bond of army men.
I only meant to state a fact, not to offend.
Then are you going to persuade her yourself?
I am. When that tragedy happened 13 years ago, Xiaodong lost her husband, and I lost my brother and my best friend. We understand each other's pain and grief. If I talk to her, she can easily open up to me. She won't be able to do that with an outsider. We share a common bond you will never understand. And I'm sure Xiaodong will never doubt my sincerity to save Wei Zheng.
You're right, Your Highness. And I'm truly grateful for this effort you're making.
Why must you be? You've been helping me as my advisor. Why must you thank me?
Before I forget, where's Fei Liu? Why haven't I seen him yet? The report says a martial arts expert was among the attackers. That must be Fei Liu then, right?
He must be at the backyard, playing with Tingsheng.
Oh.
Speaking of Tingsheng, thank you for teaching him. He has made great progress. He takes you as his teacher now, and would often ask if he can live with you.
I just taught him a little whenever I had the time for it. How can I even claim to be his teacher?
Ominous. Very ominous.
As I've said, Your Majesty, the Imperial Astronomer has tested the star aspect on Lydian stage just last night. The scarlet light has already encroached into Ziwei, which would indicate a warning and disapproval of your chosen heir.
I have tried to spare him, but it is inevitable. I have no choice but to settle this before the new year.
The heavens have warned of the Crown Prince's lack of virtues. You are hereby demoted as Prince Shan, and you must leave the capital today to reside in Shanzhou. Thus ordered.
I thank His Majesty for His grace.
Following the heaven's providence, His Majesty promotes Prince Jing Shaojingyan for helping the citizens of 5 states and for the loyalty and diligence he displayed. 2 more pearls will be added to his crown, making him a 7-pearl crown prince. Thus ordered.
I thank His Majesty for his grace.
the matter, Your Highness?
I should not have let Prince Jing escape Wu Hall that day. Father was clearly upset with him at that time, but he did not take it to heart. How could he even take that matter for granted? Not only did he award Prince Jing for his efforts, he made him a 7-pearl crown prince like me. Now he wants me to take charge of all the preparations for the year-end ceremony, which is tedious. There was Prince Shan's task. Why not assign it to Prince Jing? It's so frustrating.
Your Highness should not feel upset about Prince Jing's promotion.
Why should I be happy about it?
Your Highness, if Wei Shang had not been here, His Majesty's award would have been for recognition, a true grace he rarely bestows. Yet even after His Majesty was very displeased with Prince Jing, he still bestowed him the award. Although I do not think it was meant as an appreciation.
Then are you suggesting that my father only gave Jing Yan that award to serve as a warning to him and to remind him of his grace so that he does not lose his temper before him again? I believe that you're right. You see, His Majesty's never been generous to give such awards, so he must really want Prince Jing not to act rashly, to give him those 2 pearls.
Knowing Prince Jing's temper, will those 2 pearls be able to calm him down?
The higher he gets, the harder he'll fall. With such an award, if he still insists on acting capriciously in front of the Emperor, he will suffer greatly from his wrath.
Your Highness, we just learned that Xiao Jin, that man who helped Xiao Qin escape back then, has suddenly died from an illness.
He died?
Yes. Consort Hui had him sent to the Imperial Household Department yesterday. I heard that he has been cremated outside the palace walls.
How has Xiaoxin been doing lately?
Do not worry, Your Highness. Xiaoxin is just suffering a cold. I have been taking very good care of her.
All right, you're free to leave.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Try slowing down. You might choke from it.
Camellia cake.
That's not camellia cake, it's taishi cake. Is it good?
Chief, Shadong is back in the capital. There's no turning back now. Are you still having second thoughts about this?
If I fail in this endeavor, Jingyan will lose his chance to gain the throne. I've pushed him this far to reach his goal. Yet these are the times when I cannot convince him to make the right choices, when I just have to keep my faith in him.
I'm sure Prince Jing will do the right thing. But tell me, Chief, just what exactly are the right choices?
Since when have you learned to ask me questions? Why must you seek answers from me like everyone else? If I was a mere advisor, I would answer any question without difficulty. But with the secrets I must keep to myself, it has been difficult to provide all the answers. He does not understand how I feel.
The bond of the Qian army is not easy to fathom.
But Shajang knows it well. So well he could use sharp words with deadly precision. A man may be brave to face a battle which he's not familiar with, but he would also be very naive. Since I'm merely an advisor to Prince Jing, I should have told him. that the enemy's foul words can never harm him if he ignores them. But I know I can't convince him to do that. Even I cannot convince myself.
Enough!
For what?
Don't think too much.
That's a smart advice, Filio. You're right, I'm thinking too much. Let's just leave things to fate and enjoy life. We'll just follow our hearts and do the right thing, and we'll be just fine. Am I right?
That's right.
Don't eat too much of that. It's New Year's Eve, and we're having dumplings.
Dumplings? Auntie!
All right. How many are left?
Your Majesty, there are 7 dishes left.
Who else did I miss?
The Duke of Qi, the Duke of Zhen, the Duke of Liu, and Duchess Qinghe, Your Majesty.
Shenjui had a tough year. I want you to give him the special one, the dish full of happiness.
Very well.
Liu Chang has worked hard at the Secretariat office, and Liu Ji became the new Minister of Rights. They live in the same house, but they should get more. Give them each a dish of full golden jade.
As you wish.
As for the rest of the distribution, I'll have Jingyan take care of it.
Yes, Your Majesty. Master is strangely diligent. It's the New Year's Eve, and he has gone back to work after receiving the awarded dish. He really puts us to shame. Sister also seems strange. She conversed with us when the master was there, but the moment he left, she has gone off to sleep. Looks like we're the only ones left here to celebrate.
Fortunately, you have me. Come on, let's go and play chess together.
All right. We have been busy all week to have any time to play chess. Now, we'll see if you're better than I am.
Shall we?
I'm sorry. I could not bring you any wine.
Thank you, Mrs. Nye.
yourselves with these dishes. Come on,
Let's go and eat.
Let's eat.
Come on.
Wow, can I have some of this? Hey, leave some for us.
Hey, Shoshin. Here, try it. It's tasty.
I'll just check the coal in the stove. Her Highness might want some hot tea or some soup when she arrives.
Hey, that's
Hey,
mine.
let me handle that. You have to get well first. Her Highness is very
Wow,
worried
this
about
tastes
you and wants to
good.
spare you from work. Why must you bother yourself with that? You should be lying down and resting.
I just get more dizzy when I'm lying down. Just let me check the coal and I'll go back to sleep. I hope I'll be all better by tomorrow so I can properly greet Her Highness a Happy New Year.
That's why you should just go lie down and get some rest. Don't worry. We can handle that.
Are you sure about that? Sister. You're really very skilled. This area is heavily guarded, yet you're able to sneak in here. I pretended to be the maid of Consort Yu while she's still attending the year-end banquet. I will have to leave very soon.
I've been all alone here, and I haven't seen you all in years. And now you're here, but we can't even talk that long.
Director Sha is asking if you've already done what he instructed. I already did. It was an easy task. Come, I'll tell you all about it. When Prince Jing arrived from his trip, I told him what Consort Jing went through in tears, just like what Director Sha instructed. Prince Jing was so angry then, especially when he learned that this advisor did not do anything to help her. If Master Su had been there at that time, I'm sure he would have struck him down. Well done. Just keep it up like the director instructed you, and keep an eye on Consort Jing's every move. It's my first assignment for the Hua tribe, but don't worry, I'm doing well here. Is something the matter? Aren't you happy about what I've done? Xiaoxin, you're the youngest in our tribe, and we brought you here as a child. Our master had never assigned you, and you never had to murder anyone. You still have a way out of this. Our master has long been dead. You don't have to follow everything they say. If you have to, then don't put so much effort in it. How could you say such a thing? Our master always taught all of us to fight our enemies, to redeem our tribe, even if it would cost our lives. And even if our master is already dead, she told us that we must always do Sister Chin and Director Sha's bidding. Why would I not do my best then? You've been here for too long. You don't even know what goes on out there. You are too innocent, Xiaoxin. Which is why I cannot tell you a thing. Just be careful of yourself.
Chief, everything's ready.
This evening, not many people will feel at ease. Let's move then.
Yes, Chief.
But how? Are there more missing?
Yes, Father. The Phoenix Pearl was not just stolen At Baoguang Hall of the Ministry of Rights. Treasures in 2 other ministries were stolen as well. The way they were stolen is the same as the old case we had in Wuzhou, which means we have been invaded by thieves. The capital patrols have failed their duties. This is my fault. Don't worry, Your Majesty. I will not give up searching until I catch those thieves and get their treasures back.
You may rise.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Since thieves have now invaded the capital, it is not entirely your patrol's fault, with several thefts committed. This cannot be tolerated. Since you are thorough, I shall let you handle this yourself. It's a difficult start of the new year.
I will not let you down, Your Majesty.
Go on then.
Come here. All right, go. Open it. Go.
See, Master. They're only after some thieves, but the Capital Patrol are making a thorough search.
Yes, sir.
They've even cordoned off the city. Aren't they exerting too much effort out of this?
They say it's to cordon off the city, but most of the patrols are parading in front of the Xuanqing Bureau. Although they've grown more effective since His Majesty has turned them over to Prince Jing, he definitely made a smart move.
But why does he have to do it in such a big way? Is he really going to make an attempt? Do you think he won't wait until the festivities are over?
I would not put it past him. And I can't wait until he makes a move. Shao Jingyan will never escape from me.
Make a thorough search.
Close the door.
Check it carefully!
This year, Your Highness has received the second largest amount of gift next to the Empress. His Majesty really favors her.
Yes. Back at Zhengyang Palace, the Empress looked so gloomy since she was generally ignored.
Your Highness, Prince Jing was here earlier. He was given an urgent task by His Majesty, so he could not wait, and just kowtowed 3 times outside the door in order to greet you a Happy New Year.
Oh, that boy. There was no need for him to do that. He can always greet me later on.
It is just his way of showing his love for you, Your Highness. Your Highness, what are you going to do next, so I can prepare it?
I wish to get some sleep. I feel very tired.
Very well. Your Highness, shall I help you to bed?
Listen, it's the New Year, Shaoxin. Go have fun with the others. Go on. I can go to bed on my own.
Yes, Your Highness.
Sister, Jingyan is doing something that may be too risky again for him. Watch him from the heavens. Do not let him fall into danger.
Why is it so quiet? Is she really asleep?
Shanping told me that you have saved his life.
He's exaggerating. Even without my help, Chu will never catch him.
Master Su,
Your Excellency.
I don't think you came here today just to greet us a Happy New Year.
You're very straightforward. I'll be up front. I am here to ask for your help in Yujin's.
What? I get to help as well?
You will get to help, since you will play an important part.
Really?
Master Su, come in, please.
Your Highness, you have only slept for an hour. Aren't you sleepy?
Well, yes, I still feel quite sleepy. But I'd rather not sleep during the day, since I won't be able to sleep at night.
From the Imperial Household Department, Your Highness. How do you find this?
I'm too old for that earring. Get me something more simple.
Your Highness still looks quite young. Others would not think that you already have a grown son.
That's a sweet thing to say. Hand over those earrings to me.
Yes, Your Highness.
In Zhenyang Palace, I noticed that Concert Wei wasn't looking very well. Prepare 2 bottles of those new sleep-enhancing pills, and also pack some cakes we can bring. I'm going to pay her a visit.
Yes, Your Highness.
What's the matter? I thought you were feeling better.
I was fine this morning. That's why I'm here, Your Highness. But I don't know what's wrong with me.
Diseases take some time to go away. It is quite natural for them to recur. Just stay here at the palace. Shaoli and Xiao Jing can come with me. It's no different.
Yes, Your Highness.
Your Highness, are you sure we don't need a sedan?
It is not that far. It is better for us to walk. Greetings, Concert Wei.
Don't be so courteous. It's the first of the new year. I'm glad you could make it.
Greetings, Concert Jing.
If I had known Jingting would be here, I would not have bothered your moment together. It is important for you two to talk privately.
Please, sister, do not even say that. All we ever do is talk to each other. That's why we're very happy that you came by to visit. Come on, let's have tea inside.
Bring them. Sister, these are the sleep-enhancing tablets I just made. Take one with water, both with cedar leaves when you retire. They will help you sleep much better at night.
Sister, thank you for showing your concern. I suffer from heartburn. It has made me sleepless. I've already consulted many physicians, yet they've not been able to help me. When I told the Empress, she said I was being too spoiled. That's why I'm glad you came by, since I can always complain to you.
Well, all the Empress has ever been is severe to her.
Stop that. How could you say that to Concert Jing? It's embarrassing. Please forgive my son, sister. He just speaks out of concern.
Jingting is just being a good son. Although we cannot do much about the Empress, if she's in a pleasant mood when we see her, then we are fortunate. But when she's in a foul mood, we must not complain about it. We may feel very annoyed with her for a while, although that feeling will eventually pass, and what she did will not even matter, dear sister.
I have always admired your patience with her, sister. You've always humbly accepted what fate brings your way, which has brought good fortune to your son HaiYan. But I'm not like you. When Jingting's wife passed away, I've started worrying about his future. When His Majesty forgot to find a new wife for him, I worried about that too. And now I'm worried that he's about to marry that princess of Southern Chu. How do you consider his marriage to a foreign princess? Is that a fortunate thing or not?
You have to stop worrying, Mother. Haven't I told you already? The princess is very nice. That's what I have heard.
Now that the mourning period for the Grand Empress is over, your son's about to marry a princess. What else should you feel worried about?
About having grandchildren, of course. His Majesty has many male offsprings. The 9th prince we have is 12 years old. Yet it seems so difficult for him to gain grandsons. Jing Xuan has only one son. Jing Wen and Jingling have no offsprings at all. The 6th prince has 2 daughters, but no one else has even produced a son.
It's destined by the heavens, and your worries will not help. I also have a grown-up son, yet I do not force him to find a wife just to have grandchildren. Those matters should not be rushed.
Your son has been very devoted to you, and yet he's been away to fight wars. So how would he meet anyone? And now that His Majesty has decided to have him stay here to accomplish many tasks, then he'll have the chance to find someone. And someday, we'll both brag about our grandchildren.
I'm sure we would. I'll look forward to that. Oh yes. Before it slips my mind, there's something I have to say. I was thinking of thanking one of your servants for his assistance.
Oh, so you also came by here to thank him. Who among my servants was it?
One of your eunuchs. I believe his name is Xiao Jin.
Oh, him. Xiaoxin? What's the matter? Are you still not feeling well?
Sorry, Xiaoying. I'm not well. I still feel a little dizzy.
Then you better just go back to bed. We'll take care of the concert when she returns. Don't worry.
Father, what Brother Su asked you to do is a difficult task. So why did you readily agree to it?
One does not agree to help just by saying it. Since I gave my word to give them my support, I will have to see this through.
It will be a difficult task.
That is because you are aware that I have long given up anything that has to do with politics.
You told me that political struggles are too vicious. Even if you promise to help Prince Jing, you cannot do everything they would ask. So why are you now...
The situation is different this time. You see, Eugene, I do not trust Meichangsu either. He's formidable and very mysterious. No matter how hard I try, I cannot seem to read his mind. I feel very anxious about helping him. But no matter what this may cost me, I still intend to help him.
Why, Father?
What he and Prince Jing have been attempting has moved my soul.
Moved your soul?
They know they are facing a dangerous trap, yet they will still go on with it. They know they will be facing huge losses, yet they insist on saving him. It has been so long since I have seen such brave men who would dare fight a losing battle. And if I don't help them out with this, I would be filled with so much shame when I meet my old friends again in the afterlife.
Father, do not worry. I always have pride in our family, and if you believe that this is the right thing to do, then I will also help them out. I may have very limited knowledge in politics and know very little about Prince Jing, but if you will help Brother Su with your support, then you must have your own reasons for doing it.
It's because of the history we share. Consort Chen and Concubine Jing were like sisters, and Prince Jing has always looked up to Prince Qi as a boy. Whatever behavior and attitude he has in court, he learned from Prince Qi, and I can tell that he's very reliable. Although he also tends to have quite a temper, which makes him a bit different from Prince Qi. He's more resolute but less unrestrained. As for Prince Qi, you may not remember him since you were still very young. His voice and personality was exactly like his mother's. Whenever he entered the court, everyone would feel so blessed by his presence.
Father, what about me? Am I like my mother?
You have always behaved the same way as I when I was still your age. I just hope that when you grow older, you never lose your cheer the same way that I have.
I did not entirely forget them. I still vaguely remember the past. About Uncle Lin, Consort Chen, and Prince Qi. I always had the fondest memories of him still.
Really? Of Prince Qi? What are your memories about him?
I remember how Prince Qi has always been patient with us. Whenever we asked him anything, he would never tire of answering them all. And when he taught us how to ride a horse, he made sure that we were always safe. Unlike Brother Linshu then, Linshu was always impatient with us.
Linshu was brought up with discipline. It was normal that he would be easily irritated.
Linshu always found us bothersome and would ignore us, but Xingrui found him fascinating. He would always drag me along, so we could follow him. That's my clearest memory of him.
Linshu. When he was killed, he was only 19 years old then. Such a young age to lose one's life. He was such a great loss.
What are you here for? You have been warned by Prince Yu not to come here at Zhengyang Palace, unless you have something important to say.
Well, I do have something important to say.
So tell me then.
Since it is important, I would rather say it directly to him myself.
Then come with me.